So I'm Michelle Mountain, one of the registered dietitians in the bariatric program at Humber River Hospital. It's my pleasure to walk you through this online module today. Today we're going to talk about meal planning. Meal planning is one of the most essential skills for long-term weight management and is something we should be applying both before and after bariatric surgery. One of the key things is to always make sure you are consuming regular meals and snacks. Eat 3 meals a day with 2 to 3 planned snacks. Make sure you are setting an alarm to remind yourself to eat. Space your meals 4 to 5 hours apart and try to have snacks 2 to 2.5 hours after your meals. Make sure you are eating within 90 minutes of waking, and snacks should be 100 to 150 calories. Remember that a meal routine can be adapted to any work schedule. Ensure that you are choosing balanced meals. We ask that half of your plate be vegetables. These vegetables can be fresh, frozen, raw, whatever you prefer. A quarter of your plate should be a lean quality protein choice. A quarter of your plate should be a grain product or a starchy vegetable. Here you will see what your balanced plate should look like for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks. Remembering that healthy eating is more than the foods you eat. It is important that you are being mindful of your eating habits, cooking more often, enjoying your food, eating meals with others, using food labels, and limiting foods high in sodium, sugar, or saturated fat. As well, it's important that you are being aware of food marketing. So now let's talk about the basic steps of meal planning, which are the 4 Ps. The 4 Ps are plan your meals, purchasing your meals, preparing your meals, and packing your meals. So why should we meal plan? Meal planning is a key weight management strategy. It helps to create healthy eating habits. It has many benefits such as managing hunger and decreasing susceptibility to environment and emotional food cues. As well, it saves money. Often we hear from our patients that they find meal planning quite challenging. Here are some common barriers to meal planning that we hear. I don't have the time to cook or meal plan. I don't like meal planning. I don't know how to plan. I don't know what I should be cooking. I hate cooking. I don't have money to buy healthy food. My kids don't like eating what I prepare. I'm too tired to meal plan or cook. And it's too much effort for one person. We recognize that these are all barriers to meal planning. So here are some strategies to help work through those barriers. The first part of meal planning is to plan. So first you should set aside some time to spend on meal planning. Create a list of your favorite meal ideas. Think about where you can find recipes. You can use recipe books, you can go online, you can talk to friends, families, see what recipes they're using. Ask your family members, roommates, or whomever's in the household with you to write down 3 or 4 of their favorite meals and include that in your meal plan. When you first start meal planning, you may want to start with planning 2 to 3 days in advance. The goal is to eventually complete a 1-week meal plan at a time. Look at your calendar ahead of time and figure out where you need to be. You may have a really busy week and might have to double up on your meals for one night to use leftovers for the next night. Keep meals simple during the busy work week. Post your menu plan in a visible spot so that everyone in the household can see what you're eating for that day. Use a computer template, whiteboard, or handwrite your meal plan, whatever works best for you. When you're planning your meals, use the plate method as a guide. Ensure you are filling your plate with colorful foods. Have plenty of vegetables and fruits, choose whole grain foods, and make water your drink choice. Here are some strategies for a healthy breakfast. We often hear from patients that breakfast can be a big challenge. Studies have shown that breakfast eaters have lower weight. It's important to maybe choose options for breakfast the night before. You can lay out your utensils, set the table, put your food out so it's all ready to go in the morning. Set an alarm to wake up 10 to 15 minutes earlier to give yourself enough time to eat. You may save cleanup for later when you get home. Consider packing a healthy breakfast to eat at work if you don't have time in the morning to eat at home. I often also suggest leaving breakfast options at work if you have the room in your workplace. Here are some strategies for a well-balanced lunch meal. We know that eating lunch daily will help keep you energized throughout the afternoon when we start to hit that lull in our day. Pack your lunch at home the night before. Make sure you are bringing your lunch to work or on the road with you. It is important to invest in proper storage containers, lunch bags, ice packs, utensils, etc. This makes the packing part much easier. We also know that when people are bringing their lunch with them, they're saving money and most likely calories. Here are some strategies for quick and easy dinner meals. Rethink the traditional dinner. Replace three-course meals with homemade soups, large salads, and quick one-dish meals. Consider having a theme night at home. Maybe Monday's Mexican night, Tuesday Asian, Wednesday vegetarian, whatever you like. Wash and chop your vegetables and prepare whole grains like quinoa, barley, or brown rice for the week ahead. Get your family members involved with the meal prep and cleanup to help take some of the pressure off of you. Try batch cooking on the weekends so that when you get home from a long, busy day, the food is already prepared and you just need to reheat. On these slides, you will see some breakfast ideas. We ask that you choose 1 or 2 items from each group to create a balanced meal. Here you will see protein options, fruits and vegetable options, grains and starches, as well as healthy fats. Here are some different lunch ideas that may help you with planning and preparing your meals. And here are some different dinner ideas that can help with planning and preparing your meals. It's also important to use time savers to help with the busy week and help with food preparation. You can buy butternut squash, sweet potatoes that are already pre-cut. You may buy a fruit tray or a vegetable tray for quick and easy fruit and veggies. Try using frozen fruits and vegetables. As well, you can invest in chopped up vegetables in the frozen section. They have chopped carrots, celery, and onions that are easy to add into sauces and soups. Try using bag salads instead of making your own salad. Use things like canned tomatoes or legumes like chickpeas and lentils for really quick, easy dinner and protein ideas. Use low-fat cheeses such as Baby Bell, cheese sticks. Try using whole grain wraps. Rotisserie chickens are a great time saver to get a healthy dinner on the table in no time. You may also purchase some of the marinated or pre-seasoned meats at your grocery store for a quick and easy meal. Hard-boiled eggs can be a really quick, healthy snack idea for the day. When planning snacks, you can use this guide to help with balanced snacks. We suggest that you choose 1 protein choice or 1 grain or fruit at your snacks. Remember that non-starchy vegetables are acceptable at any time throughout the day. If you would like more ideas on snack and meal ideas, please refer to our resource book on page 22 and 23. Here are some more snack ideas that you can review. Some options include yogurt and berries, cottage cheese and fruit, hummus, pita and vegetables, yogurt with low-fat granola or a high-fiber cereal such as Bran Buds, crackers and cheese, a homemade trail mix, and a healthy smoothie. The next important part of meal planning is purchasing and shopping smart. Make sure that you schedule a time to go to the grocery store. Ensure that you take your list with you and you stick to it. Only buy what you need for the week's meal plan so you don't buy excess food that will go to waste. As well, try not to go to the grocery store when you are hungry or tired. This is when we may make choices that we wouldn't make at other times. Try to fill your cart with vegetables, fruit, whole grains, low-fat dairy, and lean quality proteins. Skip foods that are filled with sugar or fat. Always make sure you are taking time to read food labels and compare products to choose nutrient-rich foods in every aisle of the store. And also check expiry dates to ensure that you are getting the freshest products possible. When grocery shopping, remember that we want to do the perimeter of the grocery store. This is where you'll find your lean quality proteins, your fruits, your vegetables, your dairy products such as yogurt, cottage cheese, and cheese, and try to avoid going into the center aisles as much as possible. If you are someone that finds that you cannot go down the chip aisle without purchasing chips, then avoid going down that aisle altogether. If you find the grocery store very challenging and it's hard for you not to make food choices that may not be as healthy, then maybe look at using click and collect, where you can order your groceries online and they bring them out to you when you show up. These can be really great options to help with quick, easy grocery shopping. When you're grocery shopping, avoid impulse buys. As I mentioned earlier, shopping when you are hungry is not a great idea. You may use a shopping basket rather than a cart if you only need a few items. Carrying enough money for only the items on your list. Avoid the snack aisle if that can be a trigger for you. Shop at one store that has everything you need to avoid going to multiple stores. As I just mentioned, you can use different online grocery stores or click and collect to make shopping faster and easier, and to help avoid impulse buying. Make sure that you are organizing your fridge. Make healthy eating easy by organizing your fridge so that healthy foods are the first ones you see. Put higher fat foods into containers you can't see through. This way, you won't be tempted. Keep your fridge free of clutter so you can see what foods you have available. It's important to make sure you are stocking your pantry with essentials. Keep these pantry items on hand. Legumes, so canned or dried peas, beans, and lentils. Canned tomatoes, a variety of whole, diced, or crushed is a great idea. Having canned fish on hand is essential, canned salmon, and light tuna packed in water. Have whole grains in your pantry such as quinoa, barley, brown rice, or oats. And make sure you're keeping flavor boosters around, such as herbs, spices, and flavored vinegars. As well, reduced sodium broths are a great way to spice up your recipes. Remember to always look for no salt added products. It's also important to stock your freezer. Here are some good items to keep in your freezer. Make sure you have a variety of frozen vegetables, leafy greens such as spinach, kale, or mixed Asian vegetables, frozen fruits such as peaches, mangoes, and berries, frozen fish, that is plain, unbreaded fish fillets such as salmon or trout, meat and poultry, freeze small amounts of fresh cuts of red meat such as beef, pork, or lamb, and freeze small amounts of turkey and chicken for faster defrosting. When you are preparing your foods, it's really important to plan for leftovers. Cook once and eat twice. Make large batches of food and reheat leftovers for easy lunches. Grill extra chicken or fish to use in recipes throughout the week. Lentils, beans, and grain salads can be made on the weekend and enjoyed for lunch all week long. Use your crock pot or Instant Pot to make large pots of soup, stews, or chilies, and freeze leftovers for quick meals. Ensure that you are preparing your foods without fat. Healthy cooking can still be delicious. Add some flavor to your meals with these flavor boosters. You may add red pepper flakes, fresh lemon or lime juice, garlic, ginger, or cinnamon. When preparing foods, cook with less salt. Use less salt than what the recipe calls for, except when baking. Gradually cut back the salt in your recipes to see if you can taste the difference. Flavor foods with fresh or dried herbs and spices like basil, dill, lemongrass, or oregano. Wash, chop, and store fresh herbs in the freezer. Flavor foods with spices like coriander, paprika, cumin, or turmeric. Try different combinations of spices or use crushed garlic. Flavor foods with citrus fruits or citrus zest, or with flavored vinegars such as balsamic, red, or white wine vinegar. If a recipe calls for adding salt to cooking water, don't add any. The next important part is packing. Stock cupboards with take-along supplies such as food containers, plastic baggies, utensils, and a thermos. Invest in a lunch bag and ice pack. Freeze leftovers or pack into single-serving containers. Pack your lunch the night before while making dinner or right after eating. If you spend your time on the road, consider purchasing a cooler to keep your food at a safe temperature. For extra busy nights, pack the car with a cooler filled with low-fat yogurt, fruits, vegetables with dip, cheese strings, etc. When meal planning, always remember your 4 Ps. Plan. Have a plan. Create weekly meal plans based on your meal plan. Purchase. Stick to it. Use your shopping list and stick to it at the grocery store. Prepare. Decide your meals and prepare ingredients in advance or the night before. Follow food safety guidelines to keep you and your family healthy. Pack. Make sure you are bringing lunch and healthy snacks to work more often.